Someone definitely needs a lesson in manners.
Look at that.
Who hasn't wondered what happens when someone tries to mess with the Royal Guard? Spoiler alert, it never ends well. We've gathered videos of people who thought they could tease the guards only to learn a valuable lesson. In the era of YouTubers, disrespectful behavior is becoming more common. This young man was filming a video mocking the Royal Guard.
Shouting. Go on. Yeah, stop being so goddamn rude. Yeah, you fuck off. You rude bastard. Call her a sausage? What the fuck are you? You're a little sausage. You're a sausage. Look at you, spastic. Fuck off.
Some elderly people nearby tried to scold him, but he reacted aggressively.
Piss off! Piss off now! I said piss off! You! Piss off!
Soon, the police arrived and took the young man away in handcuffs.
Why are you touching man for, bro?
Someone definitely needs a lesson in manners.
Look at that, arrested.
Getting too close to a horse requires caution, as they can become aggressive when they feel anxious or uncomfortable. The result might be an unexpected bite. To avoid situations like this, it's essential to read the warning signs at the sites. But there's always an unsuspecting tourist who ignores them. One important thing to know if you visit England is that you should never touch the Royal Guard.
Do not touch the King's Guard! Do not touch the King's Guard!
Another important point that many people don't know is that when a Royal Guard is marching, it's best to step aside. They are not allowed to change their route, and if someone blocks their path, they will shout to make way. A group of American tourists spotted a Royal Guard and decided to tease him with jokes and pranks. However, after a while, a policeman approached and gently explained that the guard was only doing his duty.
Seriously, they are responsible for protection. Listen, they are not an object of ridicule. I appreciate you having fun. He's not having fun. It's got a long day. There's a lot of hours he's got to do. It is tiring, exhausting. You take the piss out of him. All right? We do not appreciate that.
The officer pointed out that while it might be fun for them, it was not at all enjoyable for the guard, and he kindly asked them to leave. Watch out for kicks. Even elderly women aren't spared from the kicks of the Royal Guards. Some tourists were trying to take a disrespectful photo with the Royal Guard. At one point, the guard walked away, and soon after, a policeman arrived to stop them from acting foolishly. It's amazing how some people lack basic common sense.
Stand back!
Many vegans disapprove of certain English royal practices, such as the use of numerous horses and the fact that the guards' hats are made of genuine bear fur. During a parade in 2022, some vegan protesters decided to block the path of a group of royal soldiers, but within seconds, they were restrained and taken away. At least this time the guard didn't have to shout.
Get back!
Pete seems even the horses can't tolerate these tourists anymore. That guy in the left corner is the perfect example of a clueless tourist. Phone in hand, focused on getting the best picture, but with no common sense. A woman and a man decided to feed a royal guard's horse, but this is not allowed. A nearby policeman quickly told them to stop. The woman complied immediately, but the man, who was drunk, didn't take it well and started to argue aggressively with the officers. The situation escalated. More police arrived, but eventually the drunk man stopped causing trouble and left. So here's a tip. If you're going to visit the palace, don't drink. Something tells me that this guard was really tempted to use his sword on this tourist.
Get off the right! Get off the right! Get off the right! Get off the right!
Sometimes, to avoid problems and embarrassment, all we need to do is read the signs. This tourist got scolded by a guard for touching the horse's reins. But if you take a look, there's a sign right next to her. That was a close one. This guy almost lost his chance to have kids. It was clear the horse was stressed and didn't want anyone near, but tourists kept insisting on getting close. In many cases, incidents with animals could be avoided by paying attention to their body language.
Get going!
Get off the road! Get off the road! Get off the road! Get off the road!
Another horse got its revenge on a tourist.
Do not touch the road!
This lady approached the horse like she wasn't up to anything, but she made the mistake of touching the reins. The guard let out a shout that seemed to come from the depths of his soul, scaring everyone around. This tourist, looking quite cautious, has probably seen other videos of clueless tourists and didn't want to be the next one to make a fool of herself. The sign next to the warning about not touching the reins also has another important alert. Beware, horses may bite. However, even with the warning, some tourists have to learn the hard way. This woman ended up touching the horse's eye, and it quickly bit her hand. The tricky part about being scolded by a guard is handling the embarrassment with everyone watching.
Get off the road!
This man not only embarrassed himself in front of a crowd, but he also had to give an interview explaining what happened.
Did you know that you're not allowed to touch
Yeah, I forgot about that, but I saw a lady was like doing that to the hood, right? Yeah.
This guard got deeply frustrated with tourists who couldn't stay behind the white line that marks where they should stop.
Line. Second white line. Keep going back to the second white line.
So, besides having to shout, a policeman was called to re-explain to the tourists not to cross the boundary. You've probably heard of Karens, those women who think they're above the law and can do whatever they want. Well, they're everywhere. This Karen was warned more than once not to touch the horse's reins.
Get off the road!
But instead of listening, she got sarcastic with the authorities. It didn't take long before she was removed from the area. If you search the internet, you'll find it's not the first time she's caused trouble around here.
Sorry about that. Sorry. I won't. Don't you worry.
The funniest part of this video is that the gentleman just smiled and pretended like nothing happened.
Get the box! Sorry. Yeah, so
complete twat.
Something tells me this is a family of Brazilians.
Get out of the bait! Get off the bait!
This horsey seemed to want to take the tourists' sandal home as a gift.
And he's standing on a flip-flop.
Oh, I got that.
What an embarrassing situation. When you start watching videos of clueless tourists, you can't help but feel frustrated by the way some people behave so inconsiderately. Watch how this man confidently grabs the horse's reins.
Stand back with the king lifer!
As explained before, this could easily stress or scare the animal. There's a saying that the eyes never lie, and I think the look this guard gave to this woman said it all without needing to say a word. Sometimes the best thing to do is just leave before you end up snapping at someone.
Yeah.
Get back to the gate right now!
During a visit to Buckingham Palace, a group of tourists ran into trouble because one of them, a jokester, deliberately tried to irritate the guard to make him shout, just like in the viral videos. However, before that could happen, a police officer arrived and had a little chat with the young man, giving him a good scolding. As a result, the entire group had to leave because of the fool.
I'm withdrawing your right to speak now. Okay, so I'm asking you to leave. Either that way or that way. And you can blame them. Okay? Right, you take the whole group out, please.
My team.
This distracted tourist was strongly scolded for touching the reins of the Royal Guard's horse.
Stand back with the green light, man! Not touch the ring!
So, here's a tip. Don't touch the guard or the horse. Just take a photo from a safe distance.
Stand back with the green light, man!
This woman decided to approach a horse to take a photo, but didn't want the animal to sniff her. So she gave 3 light taps on its nose. Seeing this, the Royal Guard shouted for her to move away, leaving her embarrassed.